Brooklyn, New York is hot, not because of the temperature. It's a hot place for development, and now developers want to build around the Gowanus Canal. One of the most polluted waterways in all of New York, it borders the burgeoning neighborhoods of Red Hook, Park Slope, and Carroll Gardens. A homeowner who lives 2 blocks from the canal learned how bad it was after moving in.
We used to grow tomatoes, and then somebody said, "Are you out of your mind? You don't want to eat out of the soil that's anywhere near this canal." There's been a lot of attention on the Gowanus recently as a place to build and to rezone.
The best way to understand the canal is to be in it. Gennaro Brooks Church, a neighborhood eco-builder, gave us an up-close and personal look.
When we go canoeing out here after a heavy rain, you see the runoff from the sewage.
Over 2 miles long, the canal used to serve as a massive transport hub for shipping.
It's not unlike many industrial waterways. There was power plants, manufacturing plants, and it was a means of transportation. In addition, the sewers led out into the canal like they did into all waterways.
The primary issues are with rain overflow and the sediments at the bottom of the canal.
The issue of sewage and overflow. There is a flushing tunnel that has been in disrepair in the last few years. The whole sewage situation has not really been addressed by the city.
They have basically what they call black mayonnaise. It's just this sludge. It looks like black mayonnaise. It's not one ingredient. It's a mixture of all sorts of nasty ingredients.
New York State asked the Environmental Protection Agency to declare the waterway a Superfund site, which designates it as an abandoned hazardous waste site. That's a label that developers here would like to avoid.
The Superfund was enacted about 30 years ago. EPA's been nowhere and not been heard. The city has been active in trying to undertake the remediation. Utility companies have already signed agreements with the state to undertake the cleanup of the contaminants that they have caused in the canal.
Superfund or not, for many here, the canal is a special place that they are committed to reviving. For Assignment Earth, this is Bruce Burkhardt.
Times Square. I can remember walking around here back in the 80s when this place was packed with strip clubs, drug dealers, and pickpockets. Now, it's a hub for tourists. It's an amazing comeback story. But then again, the city has a long history of cleaning up colossal messes. Today, I'm heading to Brooklyn to see another one. It's called the Gowanus Canal, and it's where the city's launching a $500 million cleanup effort. But it's not going to be easy. If you ever wanted to film a scene where a couple of mobsters dumped the body of a snitch, book this place. It's nasty. Only beneath the murky, toxic waters here, you'll likely find bones dating all the way back to our nation's first battle.
Everywhere around here, there's something floating in the water. Large objects of disgusting matter.
Who wants to ride on a gondola in the Venice canals when you can canoe this foul stretch of the Gowanus right here in Brooklyn?
Most of the murkiness you see is actually not toxicity so much as just normal biological waste. We get about 1 million gallons a day of raw sewage into the canal averaged out.
So when we talk about the Gowanus Canal being a toxic waterway, why is that?
So there were contaminants from very important industries that were really the foundation of Brooklyn's wealth. A silver plating factory right over there, that's the old rope mill over there.
The shoe factories, oil refineries, and paint manufacturers dumped their waste in the handy waterway. Not the best idea with a dead-end canal.
There was a point when there were dye industries along the canal, and there are old-timers here who will say you could figure out what brand of shoes was being made on what day of the week based on the color of the canal.
Really?
The water was so deadly that boats sailed through here just to kill off the barnacles clinging to the hulls. This canal should be an historic park. Instead, the city's dealing with far less glorious artifacts.
Lest we forget what we're really talking about here. This is the runoff of big old dirty city around us, okay? And we're talking about restaurant grease, probably some sewage. I mean, this is one disgusting little unmentionable mixture here. This is what is floating around from New York, and they're trying to fix it so this stuff doesn't get in the Gowanus anymore. Yuck.